So it's Suzanne Hunter here at the Holistic Centre in the heart of Godalming as part of the Good Health Guys series, and today I'm here with Christine Stoker. Lovely to talk to you today, Christine.
Hello, it's lovely to see you.
Now, I love your philosophy of how you believe that everyone has the capacity to grow and to sort of self-develop. What was it that actually drew you to being a counsellor?
I started, I didn't mean to become a counsellor really, I just started doing voluntary work for Home Start and working with mum that's often depressed and everything, and then did a counselling course just to learn a bit more, and then eventually became a counsellor, and I've absolutely loved it.
Oh wow, what is it about that draws you to that kind of work?
I love the way you find people who are really struggling and find their way, can just by exploring what's going on for them, they can sort of get through it and then really flourish and everything else, and it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Just having that little space for themselves, away from other demands and everything, and just for them.
Yeah, it must be nice for people to, not feel judged and have someone sort of away from the family and friends in their corner.
Yes, because even family and friends who want the best for them, they've still got their own opinions about what they think is right or wrong, or what they should do, and they don't always have a freedom of place to actually say what is right for them, or explore, actually find out what is right and what they need.
That's right. And what sort of do people come with you with very deep-seated issues?
They can do.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be immediate, or it can be a relationship thing, or sexuality, gender. Is sort of also everything. It's all sorts.
Yes, you never quite know what's going to come through the door. Do you have like an initial consultation with them on the phone, or do they come in?
Sometimes they just come along, sometimes for a short session or something, just to have a chat, or just have one initial session or whatever to see what's going on, and whether I'm the right person for them or whatever.
Yeah. Do you find that sort of chatting, that's the first hurdle, isn't it? To sort of get it off your chest and talk about it.
Yes. Often it's offloading at the very beginning, just sort of getting it all out, and then sort of work, more deeply after that. It's but it's sometimes just initial thing of just letting it all out.
Yes, absolutely. It's knowing where to start, isn't it? When something has been living with you for a long time, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So do we do, as well as talking, do you have like physical sort of techniques? Because I noticed on your sort of website the sort of was it Gestalt?
Gestalt. Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, that can be a way of sort of sometimes just doing experiments in the room, sort of two-chair work. When you might want to go into the part of the other person or whatever, or all sorts of things. It just spur the moment, really. You can work with stones, or it's a bit more inventive, really. And
because I noticed that in the website. It said about with creative techniques. Where do they sort of spring from? Are they sort of set down for counsellors to use, or is it something that you've brought?
Well, Gestalt, there's often a training of ways of getting the mind to work and help them explore things in a way which is sort of slightly differently. But as I'm sort of talking to people, it's usually straight talking, and then if something comes to mind, or you find a way that some people like to work with metaphors or something, and then you can find ways of working around that, which actually helps. Some people, other people don't like that, but it's everything's so individual. It's not one thing for all.
Absolutely, no. It's very much understanding the different needs of people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you have any other particular techniques that you use?
I do use EMDR sometimes for phobias or PTSD and things like that. It's that's very helpful that people have had shocks or traumatic times, and
Well, just for people that might not know, what's NDR?
EMDR is eye movement desensitization and reprogramming.
Easy for you to say.
It's not a very good name, is it?
I can see why you shortened it.
Yeah, it's the person who invented it said she wished she realised what she was doing when she called it that. But it is very, very effective. It's for all sorts of things. If people get stuck, even stuck on sort of simple things, just find they can't move through it, even if it's sort of spoiling something in their relationship or something, doing something like that can help them put it in a better place. It's the movement of the eyes which they use when you're sleeping, when you're they're dreaming, and then it's where you usually process things which have happened through the day and everything. And sometimes things don't get processed, and this is a way of actually helping it through that process.
Oh, so would you get people into that dreamlike state?
No, not really. No. It's just completely just get someone to concentrate on what the problem is, and then you just work on it. It's not like hypnosis or anything like that. It's it's nothing like that. But comments that actually it's people find it very deep, and it's Of course, nothing works for everyone,
No,
and I'm not claiming that, but you know, people I've worked with sort of said that it's sort of very deep and it's sort of really, you know, it's quite amazing and it's exhausting, even though it doesn't seem like you're doing much. It's
really, it gets
yeah.
to the heart of the matter, I suppose. It's
Yeah.
working on a subconscious
Absolutely.
level. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you do other kind of work relating to that? So that sort of cognitive
behavioural therapy.
Yeah, behavioural therapy.
I'm not a fully qualified CBT, but CBT does come into certain times, and sometimes you find people work with structure better. But it's something I use some of the parts of it. But like the CBT training I did have, they said that CBT is sort of like cherry picking all the bits out of different therapies. In any case, so it's,
oh really?
yeah.
Yes.
So it's just you know, it's really just listening to the person. If a person wants to work in a certain way, you work more that way rather than saying, no, this is where I want to work. So it's just like all these things, it's fitting with the client. I'm very client-centred.
Yeah, so it's like you said, choice as well, because it's knowing that people have got the choices within them, but also offering them choices of if that's not working for you, let's try another way.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
tap
yeah,
into
you
this.
just go along with it and just sort of go with where it seems to be going, and then you know you can try out things. Sometimes you say, no, I don't want to try that, and it's but another time you might say, you know what you're talking about a couple of weeks ago.
Yes. Do you find people get results? Do they feel the benefits afterwards, or at the actual time? Do they have a moment of revelation?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Some things take a little bit longer,
Yeah.
and other things are immediate. After one session or something, you feel a little bit better.
Yes, absolutely.
If not completely cured, but
Yeah.
How long would your therapies normally take for people to feel some form of benefit?
It depends on what they're coming about, really. It's you know, sometimes it can be just somewhere, just one session, just to talk about everything, and then feeling, yeah, I've got a handle of it. And other times it can be, it depends if it's long term or short term, or whether it's, you know, they've seriously depressed and been depressed for months or years. It's, you know, you can't really do that in 1 week.
No, it would be lovely, wouldn't it?
It would be lovely.
Little magic wand we'll have to
Yeah.
give you next time. But yeah, no, it's different, isn't it? It's
It
like
is.
these are deep-seated
Yeah.
things, aren't they?
So it all depends. If something just happened immediately, and that can sometimes be done much quicker. So it's it really just depends.
Yes. How do you find? Do people come to you? Sort of, they've been written off by the medical profession and given tranquilizers or something, and they're desperate, or do they come to you because they're preventative, or is it a mixture, really?
A mixture.
Yeah.
I don't think people are written off exactly. But,
No.
no, but it's some people want to try things before, you know, they don't want to go with medication. Their medication sometimes helps if someone's so low that they, you know, helps them get enough so they can actually have therapy. So it depends again on where they are on the spectrum, really.
Yes. Do you tend to do one-to-one or in any group sort of sessions?
One-to-one. I also work with couples sometimes. So you know, but one-to-one, teenagers, all sorts.
Sort of relationship kind of issues and
yeah.
interacting, interrelations.
Yeah, yeah, sometimes. Yes, I haven't. I don't do tons of it because it's exhausting.
Yes. I was going to say, you must, like all therapists, you know, you really feel for the healers because you are absorbing other people's. But I guess if you're letting it flow through you, you won't get too affected by the people's issues, or does it land on you sometimes?
Well, I think the fact that I've worked when I first started work a long time ago. I did find I got very affected, but I think over the years you know that someone coming into great distress, and you know that in a few weeks' time it'll be so different. It can be, you know. So it's knowing that knowledge now of where you're going, and also I do have supervision, which is what you have to have with BACP, and to make sure I'm working most effectively, and you know, to get, you know, maybe something out of my awareness or something which we can explore, you know, so it does help working more effectively with the clients.
Yeah, so BACP, is that a particular...
Yes, it's the official body of counselling and psychotherapy.
Oh, okay, yes. Is that with particular types of groups of people or individuals you have to be supervised, or just generally?
You go to a proper supervisor, and then but you can have group supervision too. But you do need so many hours per month, depending on how many people you work with eventually. So
yeah, so you work in hospitals as well, and different centres,
yes,
as well as the holistic centre.
I was working for a few years at the hospital, and then but I do work from doctor surgeries and things, working for the NHS. So it's sort of different settings.
Yeah, and how do you find it when people come to the holistic centre in Godalming here? Do you find that it's, because it's a 17th century barn, it's very kind of relaxed and cosy.
It's
do you
nice.
find it a nice environment?
I do, I do. It's very nice, and People say when they come in here, they say it feels calm. It's a nice place to work from.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of people get benefit from it, I should think. So you do regular one-to-ones here, so people can contact you at the Holistic Centre.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sounds great. So if people want to contact Christine, it's Holistic Centre, and the website's www.holisticcentre.co.uk. So it's been lovely to talk to you today, Christine, and I hope it goes really brilliantly, all the rest of your work, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you very much.